In January 2022, the body of 42-year-old Gabriel Quintanilla was found in a McAllen field, sparking a shocking investigation. Quintanilla was the stepfather of two Texas teenagers, Alejandro Treviño 18 and Christian Treviño 17. The boys share the same mother, making them half-brothers of Quintanilla's 9-year-old daughter. Authorities later noted Quintanilla was a convicted child sex offender on the National Registry since 2019 with an outstanding warrant for continuous sexual abuse of a child. This grim background set the stage for a violent confrontation that would leave no life untouched. According to police, the crisis began when Quintanilla's young daughter made an outcry at a local RV park. She reportedly told relatives that Quintanilla had inappropriately touched her. When Alejandro and Christian learned of the allegations, rage took over, police reports state. When the brothers Alejandro and Christian Treviño found out, they became enraged and confronted Gabriel Quintanilla at the residence. A physical fight ensued between the three. The boys' anger at the alleged abuse set off a chain of violent events that day. First confrontation residence. Upon hearing the accusation, Alejandro and Christian confronted Quintanilla at home. A fight broke out and Quintanilla fled on foot. Second confrontation apartment complex. Christian chased Quintanilla to a nearby apartment complex. There Alejandro and family friend Juan Eduardo Melendez 18 joined and Quintanilla was assaulted a second time. Regrouping, the three suspects then left the scene and changed vehicles, suggesting premeditation. Third confrontation and murder field. Later they found Quintanilla alone, injured and stumbling. Police say he was brutally beaten with brass knuckles. Suffering severe head trauma, Quintanilla was then tossed into the bed of a truck and dumped in a field on the outskirts of McAllen. Investigators believe Quintanilla may still have been alive when abandoned. His body was discovered a short time later by a local farmer, who reported it to authorities. This chilling sequence, 3 assaults in one day, left Quintanilla dead on what should have been an ordinary evening in South Texas. Pharr police quickly treated the case as a homicide. Detectives pieced together the multiple scenes of violence by late January 2022. All 3 suspects were in custody. Christian Treviño and Juan Melendez were charged with capital murder and aggravated assault for the brutal killing. Alejandro Treviño faced aggravated assault and charges for engaging in organized criminal activity. Online court records from Hidalgo County show these charges. Christian's capital murder count was tied to allegations of kidnapping Quintanilla before the fatal beating. Quintanilla was found to have a valid arrest warrant for unrelated child abuse charges at the time of his death. Pharr police noted he had a history of sex offenses, heightening the tragedy. Each teen suspect was booked on $1 million bond. News reports confirm Alejandro, Christian, and Juan are all being held on bonds of at least $1 million. The swift arrests and arraignments brought intense public attention to the case. The legal saga stretched over 3 years. Initially, the state pursued harsh charges. Christian and Melendez faced capital murder, potentially life or death penalty, while Alejandro faced aggravated assault. All 3 were also charged with organized criminal activity. By mid-2025, plea deals and court decisions began to resolve the case. In October 2025, Christian Treviño pleaded guilty to Quintanilla's murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. His sentence was offset by credit for the 1,352 days he had already spent in custody. Christian's attorney noted he was involved in all 3 beatings and had used brass knuckles. Alejandro Treviño did not go to prison. The judge agreed to drop his remaining aggravated assault charge. Alejandro's lawyer argued he was merely defending his smaller brother during the fight. In the end, Alejandro walked free after the October 2025 hearing. Their friend Juan Melendez pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Under his plea deal, his aggravated assault charge was dropped, and he was placed on 10 years deferred adjudication probation. If he meets all probation conditions for a decade, that count will be dismissed. In other words, one brother got prison time, one brother was cleared, and their friend got probation. Hidalgo County District Attorney Terry Palacios explained that only Christian, who wielded the weapon, would serve time. He had the weapon in his hand. He was involved in all 3 beatings, Palacios said. The court outcome in October 2025 officially closed the 3-year-old murder case. Immigration status. Notably, both Treviño brothers are Mexican nationals. Records show ICE detainers on both, meaning they are likely to be deported after handling their cases. Christian's attorney confirmed that after serving his sentence, Christian will have to go through deportation proceedings, and Alejandro faces the same prospect. This case ignited a firestorm online. Many rallied behind the brothers, viewing their actions as protecting a child. Within days of the arrests, a Change.org petition to free the teens went viral, drawing over 200,000 signatures. Another petition garnered 30,000 more. As one petition stated, the young men could possibly spend the rest of their life in prison for protecting their sister. Supporters hailed them as heroes who stood up against a predator. At the same time, critics reminded the public that taking a life is still a crime. Local officials received both praise and criticism. Hidalgo County da Palacios publicly urged calm. "We don't want people taking the law into their own hands," he said on camera. Media commentators noted the debate. Some online posts praised the brothers' motives, while others warned that extrajudicial violence could not be condoned. Ask yourself, what would you do in their place? If someone you loved were harmed, would you react like Alejandro and Christian did? These questions drove conversation on social media, YouTube comment threads, and family dinner tables across Texas. The Treviño case became for many a litmus test for vigilante justice, justified defense, or murder. Amid the coverage, law enforcement flagged misleading rumors. Pharr Police Chief Andy Harvey JRB noted there seems to be some misinformation out there about this case. Indeed, false stories circulated online linking this tragedy to a supposed 2018 Velasquez case. Authorities say no such case exists. It appears to be a baseless internet rumor that confused people. This highlights a common pitfall in viral crime stories. Unverified details can spread quickly. We stick to confirmed facts here. Key facts verified. The brothers were charged in early 2022 after Quintanilla's body was found in McAllen. Investigators say they beat him after learning of the alleged abuse. Christian pleaded guilty to murder and got 10 years. Alejandro's assault charge was dropped. Melendez pleaded guilty to manslaughter. A 9-year-old's allegation at an RV park was the only prompt for the altercations. Social media opinion ranged from sympathetic to outraged, but the legal outcome stands on court records and official statements. This story raises tough questions about justice, loyalty, and the law. Were the Treviños justified in their actions, or did they cross an unforgivable line? What would you have done if someone you loved was harmed? Feel free to discuss respectfully in the comments below. Until next time, we are case closed. Stay aware, stay safe, and remember, every life, no matter how short, leaves an imprint.